Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the week of May 2nd. Now Taurus, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Taurus, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that's not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But Taurus, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you during this week. All right. If you do watch my content, but you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. And let's go ahead and let's make sure we're all in view here, and then we'll get right into it. I think that looks just about good enough to me. All right, Taurus. So right now, there's some type of conflict going on here. This could be an internal conflict. I don't necessarily feel like somebody else is involved here. We get a whole lot of, in the first 5 cards here, I'm getting a whole lot of solo sort of energy, like kind of this energy of isolation. And so I kind of feel like for some of you, you're working through some type of you're in like maybe like a battle with yourself right now, and I do think that there will be a nice outcome here for you in the future. I think right now it's trying to win the internal battle right now. And so let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit more. So in your overall message, you do have this 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands is a conflict. You can see that these people are literally sparring. You could say that they are in a battle right now. And the thing is, it does suggest that you are learning from something here in this situation. You know, with every battle comes some type of experience. And the silver lining of this 5 of Wands is, you could kind of say that like you're training yourself for something better, or getting yourself ready for something for the next battle, or becoming smarter, wiser, and so forth and so on for whatever next challenge comes up in your life. And so I feel like other people, I don't get the sense that other people are involved here, Taurus. I feel like what's going on here is this is an internal conflict or some type of internal battle. And for whatever reason, the word battle is coming into my awareness here more than maybe usual. And so I normally use the word conflict with the 5 of Wands, but for whatever reason, battle is coming in. So not to get dramatic, but I do feel like maybe it's less about a battle with somebody else and more about with you. So in the past, you do have the Hermit and the Judgment card. So I have to say, this is a very interesting combination. This is an extremely spiritual combination, at least it feels like for me at this time. I don't see this combination much, I have to say. So first and foremost, you see the Hermit here kind of alone in the universe, alone amongst the stars with the cosmos, and they're really traveling for answers. And the thing is, the Hermit finds that the answer's not always in the textbook. Sometimes the answer is within. And so the Hermit not only is a Virgo energy, but it's also an energy of you being solo, maybe being isolated, but really the Hermit can say that you are going within at this time. So again, going back to this 5 of Wands here that we talked about, this is about a battle within. You then have this Judgment card, which can bring about some type of spiritual awakening. And to me, I almost feel like for some of you, you've maybe had this deeply spiritual experience here in the past, like of isolation. Like I wonder if some of you have been spending a lot of time alone, and it's almost like this has brought something extremely profound to the forefront for you. The thing is, the Judgment can refer to our karma, which is really just the accumulation of the actions that we've taken up to this point. And it sees those actions sort of render out in real time. And what the Judgment card asks you to do is take a look at the actions you've taken and ask yourself whether or not those are in alignment with where you want to be going. And so it's almost like for some of you here, there's been this extremely this deep experience here in the past, and I get the sense that it's involving yourself. Okay, I just don't feel like this is necessarily involving someone else at this time. We always go through and we clarify more cards with more cards as we go along, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. Now, in the future, you do have the Nine of Cups and the Five of Cups, so we're in the suit of cups here. Suit of cups can refer to emotions, love, happiness, creativity, psychic energy, situations like that, your family potentially. But again, we have this other 9. So the Hermit is not only a solo energy, but it's also the number 9 here. And 9 is, for me, when I look at the number 9 in the tarot, I always think of it as a solo number. And you can see that, I don't always bring that in, but you can see that here with this 9 of Cups, this person's celebrating. This represents a wish in your life coming true, or a wish that's coming into fulfillment, the 9 of Cups. This is about emotional contentment and emotional happiness and emotional security, and really enjoying the moment that you have now, and sort of like patting yourself on the back for the work that you've done and allowing yourself to, enjoy this victory a little bit here with this 9 of Cups energy. The 5 of Cups is kind of like the opposite energy, which is this person's like really, grasping for some type of happiness. They're longing for some type of happiness. They're feeling down and they're thinking about these spilled cups, when the reality is they have 2 cups here over behind them that are upright. They just need to turn around. And so this is a major combination of looking on the bright side, as cliche as it is. It's like some of you, it'll be important in the future here to not only recognize where things may be challenging you, but also recognize where things are going well for you with this 9 of Cups. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. There is definitely something. Let's go ahead and let's start to clarify what this might be for you. Okay, so you have the 6 of Pentacles, you have the 7 of Cups, you have the Magician, and you have the Chariot. Okay, so Taurus, I definitely like to see what is coming in here in your future. So this 5 of Cups energy that we just talked about here, I don't think this is going to keep you locked down. I don't think this is going to keep you trapped in a situation, because you have the Chariot, which represents overcoming obstacles, specifically overcoming some type of external obstacle. It's exceeding in life, having victories, and really it's the energy of triumph. Okay, it's getting in your Chariot and going to new places, going to new lands, having victories, seeing the winds stack up. That's what the Chariot's all about. And so it's a very good energy for you. You have this here with the Magician, which the Magician is a card of manifestation. It's bringing something big into being. It's an energy associated with the law of attraction. And it says really that you have all the tools. You have all the tools in the palm of your hand. It's just asking you to do something with the tools that you have. And so the issue for the Magician is not ability. It's not skill. The issue for the Magician is actually doing the manifesting. Like physically actually doing the action, taking the action. And, for you, this may be the battle that you're having with yourself here. I wonder if some of you know that you have all the skills, that you have all the discipline, the disciplines, you've learned all the knowledge, especially because you have the Hermit here in the past, which the Hermit is associated with knowledge. And so it's almost like some of you are keepers of wisdom. You have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the experience, you have the skill. Now it's putting it all together here in the future with the Magician and the Chariot. Obviously here in the past you have the 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. Your generosity with yourself and with others has really paid off. And with the 7 of Cups, it says that the generosity that you've displayed maybe towards others or towards yourself has given you a multitude of opportunities here. With this 7 of Cups energy. 7 of Cups says that there are so many opportunities, there are so many different cups and paths and situations to choose from, that maybe it's a little bit overwhelming even. I actually think that some of you have had a deeply spiritual experience that was so spiritual or so profound that it's maybe overwhelmed you a little bit. And but at the same time, you've received something as a result of that situation. So let's go ahead and let's see what these Kipper cards are to clarify. So you have occupation, house, and main female. Okay, so I have to tell you I was not expecting this, but because it was kind of hard to say what this reading was about. Some of you here working from home very clearly with occupation and house. I wonder if some of you are concerned about maybe having to go back into the office. I don't think that's going to resonate with everybody. I think maybe a smaller portion of you are concerned about that at this time, but I do think some of you are realizing that may be happening. I also feel like it doesn't matter what gender you are. This is one of the protagonists of the Kipper. I also think some of you have been putting yourself first. And I think this has been paying off quickly. I think you are being generous with yourself. And there is something around the home and work here where I do wonder if some of you need to get out of the house a little bit. And I don't mean that to come at you, but I do feel like maybe some of you need to get out of the house a little bit here, especially if you find yourself in a situation where you're like spending some time sulking here with this Five of Cups, where you feel like you need to get out of the situation. It may be good to like do some walking or something along those lines. It's just something that's coming in. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here. Okay, so you have the Six of Wands, you have the Death card, and you have the Tower. Okay, so there's definitely change and transformation here in your future. It doesn't have to be bad, because remember, you have to take all of these cards into consideration. Okay, and so you have an extremely positive reading here, an uplifting reading. And here's the thing. We talked about how you have this Hermit and Judgment energy being spiritual. Well, you actually now have my major combination of a spiritual awakening here with the Judgment and the Tower. Okay, when I get that card in a reading, that's like a spiritual upheaval or a spiritual awakening. And throw in the energy of the Hermit here in the past. I think some of you are going to continue to strengthen a connection that you have with the universe or with God or whatever it is that you like attach meaning to. And I think for some of you here, this is happening in the future. This is continuing to happen for you. I think you're finding like it's almost like you're finding meaning in everyday things, is what I feel like saying here in the future. It's kind of deep, but you do have this Six of Wands in the past. There has been some type of victory here where you've shown up for yourself, you've exceeded expectations, and you're going to continue doing that with the Chariot in the future, the Six of Wands in the past here. The Death card in the middle is not about death and dying. It's about like a part of you dying, right? It's about going through a transformation. It's about going through a revival or a rebirth in your life. I always like to say it's like going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And, for some of you here, this is what's happening. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid. So you have the Queen of Cups and you have the Knight of Wands. Okay. So Queen of Cups is somebody who's extremely intuitive, one of the most intuitive cards to find in the tarot. And, for some of you here, this is like you are finding information you're finding the answer, or you're finding information relating to something. And this is not something that you're finding in the outer world. You're finding the answer, or you're finding the information to something inside. And this is very clear with the Hermit, this Judgment stacking up here until to the Queen of Cups. Definitely feel like some of you are doing that. You have this Knight of Wands. There are definitely changes afoot for you here with the Death card, the Tower, and the Knight of Wands, all in this sort of area here. Knight of Wands can bring about a zip code change in location, change in zip code. And whether or not you're moving or you're doing something else, there's definitely a change. But you also have a talent with the Knight of Wands, because it's also coming in here with the Magician, in the same column. So both cards can indicate talent. Again, I think you have the ability, big ability, to make something happen. In the at the top of the pyramid here, you have the Page of Pentacles, which says that your prospects look good at this time, and it would be wise to take advantage, because some of you here could be getting a ton of opportunities coming in here, whether it's in this week or this week, leads to opportunities, however it shakes out. The Seven of Cups with the Page of Pentacles is like an abundance of offers, opportunities, news, situations like that. At the bottom of the deck, yeah, you have the Ace of Wands. This could be a career opportunity. Ace of Wands is a suit of career, but the Ace of Wands is more about side hustles or turning a passion into a profit, but it's like the spark of life. It's like getting fired up about something and physically starting something, which I think is also very important for Taurus at this time. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you in the next reading.